I love the topic that you called me here for, ordered chaos. Oxymoron. Okay, so an oxymoron. Ordered chaos? Really? Where is the order in chaos? Chaos, what's chaos? It's all about those multiple thoughts racing in the mind at the speed of light, and so many trying to fight their way through that it sometimes gets confusing. So if your thoughts are racing and there's so much of chaos happening in the mind, do we love this? The biggest question is, think back and think. There is something that we love about this chaos. Imagine life without chaos. What would happen to us? We'd get really, really bored. Imagine, nothing to do, everything just goes structured, planned, everything. There's no fun in life. So sometimes this chaos is very exciting. And this chaos actually works beautifully on the mind. A lot of people think Einstein, think Alexander Graham Bell. Lots of ideas must have run in his mind before he created the telephone. Boon or bane, we will talk about maybe later. But yes, that one telephone that he created, and then another mind worked on it, created more out of it, to something that we carry in our hands that is so pocket-friendly and exposes us to the entire world, is a product of chaos, but organized chaos. A mind that can train this multiple thought process and put it into order can create magic. So what's ordered chaos for me? Believe me, my life. That is ordered chaos. Because let me introduce you to myself. Yes, thank you so much for the introduction. I am Zorain, and I'm a makeup artist. I'm a trainer. I'm a mother. I'm a sister. I'm a wife. I'm a friend. I'm a mentor. And with that, I'm sure all of you in this room agree that we all wear multiple hats at different times of our life. And that could entail that we have to focus on so many aspects of our life. So I could be backstage, running between just that last model getting onto the stage, versus my little one calling and saying, "Ma, I fell down." And you're like, thought process running. Okay, come on, now what? So it's about dealing with multiple situations that you have running at the same time, but being able to make a little logic of this. So here are some of the mantras, a few things that I have learned over the years, obviously, of maybe falling a bit, getting up and understanding that chaos is fun, and I love it, and being able to create something out of it. So the first thing is, you'll be surprised, it is smile and breathe, both of which are free. No cost whatsoever. It comes really easy. The minute you smile, you loosen out your muscles in your body and your brain can function better. It's important to understand that that smile can even, first and foremost, ease the situation that you could be in, because even the person in front of you, it's very contagious. And once you've smiled, so the minute you're uptight, I can already see smiles in the room to a smile. So once you smile and you breathe, the breathing, we talk about meditation. Meditation is nothing but getting your thoughts into alignment, and the easiest way is your breath. So if you breathe, you kind of tame down your mind, which brings me to the second important aspect that I have worked on through my life, is that I call it train the brain. Now, we know the brain is a monkey, right? It keeps jumping from thought to different thought to a lot of things. And what happens is when it is jumping from one to the other, we could get a bit perturbed. But to train this monkey down is something that is wonderful. So A for one, what I would say is understanding this power brain, which does not come with a manual. You get manuals for your telephones, you get manuals for anything new, but one of the things that helps us function, our body, has no manual. Good or bad? Of course, great. Because if it did have a manual, we'll all use it in the same manner and walk around like robots. Now, we don't want to be robots, do we? We want to be individualistic. We want to stand out. We have desires. A lot of the desires actually cause the chaos, which is fun. So when you understand that the brain can be trained, think of it as two aspects. One, the brain has a subconscious mind, and the brain has a conscious mind. Now, the conscious mind is something that I would love to talk about first, but the most powerful part of your brain is your subconscious mind. Now, all of us have heard, oh, you know what, if you focus your subconscious mind, you can lift things, and let's not go as far as that. Let's just channel it to ourselves, okay? So when you channel your subconscious mind, have we ever sat back to think, in our human body, there are more than 1 million functions happening at the same time, same minute. But we don't seem to be quite perturbed by it. Our brain has it all sorted out. We're working. Imagine if I had to start thinking about it. It's something that happens just automatically. If I started thinking about it, so let's think of a process like eating food. So right from the process of ingestion, of taking it in, to the whole process of digestion and obviously taking it out, imagine if you had to focus on every action that happened inside your body. Trust me for one, you can see I love food. So if that was the case, I would sit from morning to night only processing the food going in and out my body. So is that something that I do? No, not of course. Because your subconscious mind is powerful enough, it's programmed, it has principles in it that it works beautifully well to manage a lot of the things that we don't see. So let's talk about the conscious mind then. So what does the conscious mind do? The conscious mind actually helps you deal with change. The only constant is change. So every time you have a new thing that you have to face with, your conscious mind is the first one to rush to your rescue. It will give you a solution as long as you let it give you one. So the minute you start breathing, remember, it's free. So when you breathe, it gives you a little time to process what's happening, and then instantly you get your answer. Okay? So that's about training the brain. So does it always happen? Is it easy? No, it's not. Of course it's not. It's not something that is just like, okay, you know what, focus. Let's give it an example. So let's do something that we all think of doing and actually all get stuck in. So supposing you had to answer an email, you go to your phone, you get to the email, and then suddenly one of this most amazing friends that we all have, a friend who would do this to us, send us this amazing video with a nice looking man or a lady, depending on who you are, okay? And what would you do? You're so inclined to click on it. And then you click on it. And then you're watching that, and then suddenly something else pops up. You shift your focus to that. And then the next thing pops up. You shift your focus to that. By the time you've actually read that mail that you actually opened your phone for, half an hour's gone past, and you didn't even realize that the time went away. Now, this is something that we do on a constant basis. And it's the principle of a habit. So when you keep doing it, your brain gets so focused that you accept the fact that you're going to let your brain drift away. Your subconscious mind, your conscious mind pressurizes your subconscious mind to start believing that that's absolutely fine to do. What could you do differently is awareness. So the minute you know that your brain is shifting off, it's nicer to just, it will take a little practice, but it happens. Trust me, it does happen. All you need to do is just bring back that focus that, oh, I'm drifting. And every time you say this thing, I'm drifting, it triggers off something into your subconscious because now you're again using the principle of creating another habit, that is being aware. So this powerful brain has now shifted the focus from being just doing things by itself in the subconscious, where the conscious can control the subconscious mind and make you more aware of where you are. And obviously that would control time management. It would control a lot of things from going from just being urgent but not so important to do, or important but not so urgent to do, from becoming really urgent and really important to do. Okay? The next thing that I would like to talk about is the fact on planning. Now, this is something that I have used for myself. What's very important is to start with the end in your mind. So think of a vision, think 10 years from now. That's what I did to do or reach where I was. So when I was very young, I wanted to be a makeup artist or whatever. So I decided that the dream was to have like a makeup academy. At that time, I was very little. I was 15 when I started. So obviously, it wasn't something that could have happened. But once you actually set something out, we've heard it in this Shah Rukh Khan film where they say, if you what do they say? If you desire it, the universe conspires it. So it's about that one desire that you can create. And maybe I did create that desire. And it worked over years and years. It took me through a long journey, of course, of going through the fact of maybe doing something else which wasn't even related. But somewhere down the line, it took me into companies that would help me train, help me get closer to where I was. And there was no planning consciously, but that one desire was set out into the universe with the conscious mind, and the subconscious mind just followed. Okay? Having said that, does everything go according to plan? Not really. So here's one example. This is not something I wanted, definitely. Not in peak season though, So nobody wants to walk around with like falling off, broken hand thing. But you have to live on, you have to move on, you have to do what you're here for. So the biggest thing is, if you can train that mind to be powerful enough, what happens is it suddenly starts creating possibilities that weren't there. So here I am today, standing in front of you, with my makeup done with my left hand. That's something I never realized I could do. And that is why I think sometimes when you work with your brain, or you let your conscious brain and your subconscious brain work in tandem, give them an opportunity, what happens is all the things that seem chaotic suddenly seem to just have like a beautiful pattern in which they will fall. Okay? Over and above that, so what's the next thing? We've trained our brain, we've got things right happening over there. We've even focused on the fact that, okay, fine, we can create wonders when they are in tandem. Plan in advance. Maybe they don't go everything doesn't go as planned, but you always have backup. And if it doesn't, guys, we're human. So one biggest thing that you have to realize is, who chose this chaos? We did. Okay? So this is something that thrives with us. This is something that we love, that excitement, that rush. So if something does go wrong, every time there's a failure, it's only a stepping stone to success. So when you beautiful, brilliant minds will go out, there's a lot that you may want to set up for yourselves outside. Always remember, they may take time. What we've all learned there's one more theory that actually really helps me, is setting goals and setting smart goals. I know most of you would have heard SMART goals, right? So being very specific. Why should they be specific? Yes, of course, that makes you understand. It also makes it easier for the universe to conspire. Remember, if you confuse the universe won't know part A or part B is most important to this person. So being very specific allows you and the universe to conspire your goal. Second, measurable. How would you know you're getting successful? Every step, everything that you do has to take you closer to that goal. So it has to be measurable. Achievable. I couldn't desire to be a pilot when I was doing makeup. So obviously that's not something that's even connected. It has to be even achievable in the sense I can't become whatever. Maybe the aspiration of doing makeup with 2 hands and 2 legs at the same time. Can't happen. So likewise, it's not something that you can achieve. So keeping it achievable, SMAR, realistic. So obviously realistic is something that can be done by a human, and time-bound. Now time-bound is something that just keeps a check for you to allow yourself to understand whether you've reached there or not. But apart from that, sometimes give yourself grace. Not everything happens in that time that you desire. A year, 2 years, give yourself that little space. Okay? So these are some of the things that I have done in my life to actually make this whole ordered chaos come together. Like I said, oxymoron. But when they come together, they live beautifully into your life. Okay? That's it for me.